Hello and welcome back to The Reaction Shot, a pop culture podcast. Look at us, making our way through season 3, and I am still buzzing every time I hit record. And none of this happens without you, the listeners. I am also still proudly part of the You Run Podcast Network, a powerhouse lineup of creators covering everything under the sun. And speaking of powerhouses, I need to spotlight one show in particular, the Family Frights Podcast. That's right, spooky families, this show is for you. A mother and son duo with a love for all things horror. They bring you fun discussions about horror movies that the whole family can enjoy. From classic slashers and cult favorites to newer horror hits, every episode feels like hanging out with a fellow horror fan who truly loves the genre. So if you're looking for spooky conversations, great family chemistry, and a podcast made by horror fans for horror fans, be sure to check out the Family Frights Podcast, a podcast you truly don't want to miss out on. You can find their show and the entire network lineup at yourunpodcast.com. That's right, that's yourunpodcast.com. Go explore, go binge, and go support the creators who make this community so damn fun. And after you dive deep into the You Run Podcast creators and subscribe to them all, be sure to check out Fallout Season 2, available now on 4K, Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and DVD. Based on the iconic video game series, bring home the action-packed, post-apocalyptic thriller. In Season 2, our odd trio ventures across the wasteland in search of the ruins of New Vegas. Own Fallout Season 2 on 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and DVD now. And as for the reaction shot, well, you're here, Episode 9 of Season 3. Show me the podcast. Okay, I will. So for this episode, we are diving headfirst into one of the most quotable, emotional, funny, and strangely inspiring movies of the 90s. Cameron Crowe's Jerry Maguire. And joining me for this episode is returning guest Lauren Drake. And of course, it was her first time watching this movie. So did she fall in love with Jerry's spur-of-the-moment mission statement energy? Did Rod Tidwell win her over with the world's greatest help me help you speech? Did Dorothy's you complete me moment still hit in 2026? We are breaking all of it down. Yes, from behind the scenes facts and wild casting stories to the emotional core of the film, to some big relationship breakdowns, we cover it all. We talk favorite scenes, favorite lines, the relationships, the awkwardness, the romance, the sports ball, and why this movie somehow feels like a motivational seminar wrapped inside a rom-com. We also read some absolutely absurd reviews. We quote one too many lines and ask the important question: was Jerry actually a brave man, or was he just having a huge midlife crisis? We also ponder, how did a movie about sports agents become one of the most defining love stories of an entire generation? So grab your goldfish, write your own mission statement, and always remember, the human head weighs 8 pounds. Also, I'm curious, did I have you at hello? Hi everyone, I'm Davey Herman, and this is The Reaction Shot, a pop culture podcast. Here, every episode is a deep dive into the stories, visuals, sounds, and moments that shape our culture. This season, I'm going bigger. Sure, a guest and I still break down the movies we love, but now we're exploring the TV that keeps us up all night, the music that scores our lives, and the creative minds behind it all. From first-time reactions to heartfelt love letter episodes to exclusive conversations with filmmakers, showrunners, musicians, and everyone in between. This is your all-access pass to the art that moves us. Whether we're dissecting behind-the-scenes magic, unpacking cultural impact, or debating wildly different opinions, one thing is guaranteed. We're diving deep into the world of pop culture. If it's on a screen, in your headphones, or blowing up the timeline, we're breaking it all down. Past, present, and future. Thank you for hitting play. Now it's time to ask, what's your reaction? Fade in. Hey everyone, welcome back to The Reaction Shot. It's me, your host, Dave, and joining me today is my good pal, Lauren. Lauren, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. We've been trying to do this episode for a while now, and after some technical difficulties today, we're finally here in the recording process. So I'm really glad that we're able to actually talk about this movie. And Lauren, what movie are we talking about today?
We are talking about Jerry Maguire, and you undersold those technical issues because they were like an hour and a half technical issues.
You're correct, guys. Yeah, we've been actually, we tried to hit record many times, and microphone difficulties and all the fun things. And I told Lauren, I was like, I really wish that we just recorded the entire thing and just had a great big blooper reel of us trying to figure out how to work technology. I feel that we're both pretty tech savvy, but here we are struggling away all day long today.
I do not claim to be tech savvy at all.
Okay. Try to give you some credit here, Lauren.
Oh, no.
All right, guys. Yep. Lauren said it best. We today are focusing on the film Jerry Maguire. Jerry Maguire is a romantic comedy sports drama that was released on December 13th, 1996. You know what that means, Lauren? It's 30 years old this year.
I did realize that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't like it.
Ah, man, I feel like we talk about this all the time too. It's like we see these dates of these movies that came out while we, were younger, and here we are 30 years later talking about this film. And Lauren, do you have any history with Jerry Maguire at all? Like, were you familiar with this film?
I really wasn't. I didn't even know half the quotes, like the very famous quotes in this were from this.
Yeah.
I do remember everyone made a big deal because the little kid in it was so cute. But I remember like the little kid being in it, and I remember seeing like maybe trailers, but it never like stuck out to me. It wasn't like, oh, this is a rom-com you need to see. No one ever was like, you need to see it. Like it's like 10 Things I Hate About You, like nothing like
Right. Dun, dun, dun. Here we are. Dave Herman
Yeah.
steps in and says, Lauren, you need to watch Jerry Maguire. I think you'll like it. So we're going to find out if you do. Naturally, Jerry Maguire was a movie that was extremely popular when it came out. This movie was huge. So I obviously had this movie on my radar. At the time in 1996, it wasn't really the film that I would be, going to to Blockbuster to check out right away. But at some point in time, probably I would say around the age of 10, 12, so maybe a couple years after the movie came out, I remember renting it and watching it, and I enjoyed it. But again, I was pretty young, so I wasn't fully grasping the context of a lot of the things that were happening. There's a lot of adult conversations, such as, planning the future and all the great things that Jerry Maguire has to say about life and basically the pursuit of happiness and self-worth. But again, didn't really grasp that stuff, but I enjoyed it because again, it was all these pop culture references, those big quotes, and I was here for all that. So again, this movie was huge. The budget for the film was $50 million.
What?
Yeah. A lot of that probably is going to Tom Cruise. They played a lot of actual sports arenas and things like that. So I think a lot of that stuff probably came into play with this type of film. But yeah, when you think of, a romantic comedy, sports drama, you're not really thinking $50 million budget, but here we
Yeah,
are.
it's probably like that big football scene near
Yes.
the
Yep.
end, yeah.
Mhm. So for its opening weekend, it made $17 million. For its gross in the United States and Canada, it made $154 million. And then worldwide, its total came to $273.6 million.
Not bad.
Not bad. For that time, especially for this type of movie, fantastic. I mean, this
Yeah.
December 13th, 1996, the holiday season, this actually came out the week before Scream came out.
Oh,
Isn't that wild? So,
that
the
is.
holiday festivities, during this time in 1996 were, should we see Jerry Maguire or should we see Scream? 2 completely different films. The warm and fuzzy holiday feelings for everyone.
None of that.
None of that, none of that. Jerry Maguire was written and directed by, as you all know, my favorite writer and director, Cameron Crowe. And this is definitely considered probably one of his most successful films overall,
Mhm.
especially at the time. It was a hit right away. Almost Famous took a long time to really catch on with people and kind of become the cult classics that it did. Cameron Crowe's film prior to Jerry Maguire was a film called Singles, which they had a lot of hopes for, but didn't really make a big wave at the box office that people were excited to go see this film. So Cameron Crowe was like, I need to make a movie that's really going to connect with the audience, where I can, really write these characters out and make them relatable, give them things and a lot of emotions for people to attach to. I personally think that Jerry Maguire does a good job at that, which we'll get into. See if you feel the same exact way. Jerry Maguire has a fantastic cast. I'm going to run through them really fast for you. So, the cast of Jerry Maguire is Tom Cruise as Jerry Maguire, Cuba Gooding Jr. as Rod Tidwell, Renee Zellweger as Dorothy Boyd, Bonnie Hunt as Laurel Boyd, Kelly Preston as Avery Bishop, Jerry O'Connell as Frank Cushman, Regina King as Marcy Tidwell, Jay Moore as Bob Sugar, and Jonathan Lipnicki as Ray Boyd.
Mhm.
What a good little
That
cast,
is a
right?
very well-rounded cast, yes.
It
Mhm.
really is. We'll get into some what we think about some of the acting here, but first we're going to jump into reviews. So, this is my favorite segment. We get to talk about those reviews. Currently, as of today, on Internet Movie Database, Jerry Maguire sits at a 7.3 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's at an 84%. And on Letterboxd, it's at a 3.6 out of 5. Not too bad. 84% on Rotten Tomatoes is pretty great. It's considered fresh. Internet Movie Database, since we're at a 7.3 out of 10, it's definitely more on the favor side. People seem to enjoy this film a lot, and the same with Letterboxd with the 3.6 out of 5. It seems like people are definitely leaning more towards they really like this film, not so much
Yeah.
fully in the middle. So that's great to see, and it's very well respected with a lot of film critics. I think it's time for us to jump into what the audiences think about this movie. Do you have some fun reviews, Lauren?
I am trying to find them from the other
Okay,
day, so if you
perfect.
go first, that would be great.
Excellent, excellent. You're good. Yeah, again, guys, we've been trying to record this episode for literally, I think, almost a month now, right, Lauren?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, I'll go ahead and start. Naturally, I'm going to start off with some not so favorable reviews. I get frustrated with them, but it's fine. I'm going to share. So, this one is called Crow's Descent by
Oh,
Gene
boy.
Freak. Yeah, it's already starting off great. Man's midlife crisis with a lifetime made for TV agenda. Men, don't you realize that football is just an angle to get you to watch this pitiful soap opera, complete with the peskiest, most corny, made for television kid ever? A divorced woman support group? Does this tell you anything? A hockey player's kid gives him a dirty look, so he promptly abandons his successful life for sensitivity, realizes he's been living, gasp, a lie. Duh, you're an agent. Propaganda bothers you now? From here on, Jerry's life is like a bad makeover show. Women, did you actually fall for this romance? Renee Zellweger on a plane tried to catch an eyeful of Tom Cruise while dare I say, because she has to get a barf bag for her scene-stealing cheeseball version of a son? Yeah, who wouldn't want a way out of that life?
Let's just
She
get a kid out of
pathetically
it.
no, she pathetically fawns over him. He inexplicably likes the kid, therefore he likes her. By proximity, though, you should be offended. Sadly, I actually like Cameron Crowe. He's a capable filmmaker who unfortunately decided to do what everyone else is doing, go mainstream with big names, cliches, and dumbed down big budget fluff.
Wow.
Angry.
I feel like just take the kid out of it a little bit, like, the kid was cute. So let's
Listen,
take him out. Let's take him
yeah,
out of
we'll
this.
we'll talk about Lip Nicky here shortly, but why? Leave him out of it.
I
Leave the
just
kid alone.
Yeah, leave
Alright,
the kid out of it. Like,
yeah,
why?
yeah. So, I got another one. This one is a half-star review on Letterboxd from someone named ROUS, and there's a bunch of underscores.
Rodents of unusual size. You you know Princess Bride?
Oh, no. Well,
You know that movie you know that
I
movie,
I
right?
do, I do, yeah. Glad you made this connection. Well, so
Uh,
the review from Princess Bride says, "This movie was so boring. I'd rather be waterboarded with lukewarm Monster Energy drinks while listening to a podcast hosted by my parents describing how I was conceived in real time with sound
what?
effects."
Oh my
Like, what?
god.
How was that a review? Come on, guys. Ridiculous. I got one more negative one, and I promise, guys, I'll give you a positive one.
I
So
like the negative ones.
I know because people are crazy. They're
They're so
wild.
funny.
I know. So this one's a half store.
Yes.
Yes. This one's a half star from Asia Brooks. And Asia Brooks says, peak male fantasy. I hate how the movie takes jabs at assertive women, Avery, the sister, and the divorcee women's group, people who are assertive and have their head on straight, not just pretending like the Maguire. The film's main character, I sometimes felt whiny and annoying, and sometimes really pathetic. But it offered a realistic depiction of men in these high power careers, weak, insecure, and afraid to be alone. The reference to Clarence Thomas threw me for a loop, but I appreciated it. And that is, and I love him for the man he almost is. Yep, that's peak male delusion.
Hmm.
What's your take on that, Lauren?
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's it's funny that they say, like, weak and what'd they say? Weak and insecure or something like that?
Weak, insecure, and afraid to be alone.
Afraid to be alone, yeah. It's funny that they see that because when I look at it, I think of a bunch of cocky men, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's like a mask that they throw on, and that's how it is interesting to see, you know, kind of how his mind works underneath that mask of, like, the cockiness and the you know what I mean?
Absolutely,
So, yeah,
100%.
yeah.
All right, guys, I got my last one here, and then we'll see what Lauren has for us. So this one is a 4.5 out of 5 stars, so we're almost perfect here. And this review is from someone named Garrett on Letterboxd. Garrett says, "Show me the money." God, what an awesome film. Jerry Maguire highlights just how, when you're stuck in a rut, and how quick your life can change for the better from one small action. From being immorally unhappy and about to marry a woman he doesn't truly love, to a successful career more tailored to his ideas with a family he desires. Jerry's path is truly inspirational. I could think of no better person to play this role than Tom Cruise. And both Renee Zellweger and Cuba Gooding Jr. were incredible as usual. This film also gets bonus points for showcasing Secret Garden by the one and only Bruce Springsteen, one of my all time favorites from one of my all time favorite artists. From my understanding, the film brought this song into popular recognition as it was tucked in a shadow behind the release of his 1995 Greatest Hits compilation. In summary, I loved this film. I love the actors and the actresses within, and the vibes portrayed are super emotional and comedic. You are my ambassador of Quan, man. Guys, I'm getting a really weird feeling that Lauren might not like this movie based on her faces she's making about some of these reviews. So I'm excited to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll start with yeah, so so this is a half star.
Okay.
Reason for this being so popular in pop culture? Zero idea. Waiting for this movie to somehow get tolerable even nearly 25 years after it was released.
Oh boy.
Okay, here's
Well,
another
yeah.
I have a positive one too, but
Okay.
here's another negative one.
Excellent.
It's a 1 star. It starts out as, "Ugh."
Ugh, not the ugh.
While watching this, all I could think was, "Show me the ending," because it's so long. Had this movie been a lot shorter, I would have liked it a lot better, but it just dragged on and on and on to the point where I really didn't care anymore.
That's so sad. That hurts my feelings.
Yeah,
I feel like you're
yeah.
gonna hurt my feelings too.
Show me the ending.
Show
Okay,
me
so
the
this one's
ending.
a nice, like, classic good review.
Perfect.
5 stars.
Excellent.
Rewatched this movie again. I've watched it multiple times. To me, it stands up just as well as when it first came out. This movie could have easily missed the mark if not for the multiple great performances by Tom Cruise, Cuba Gooding Jr., Renelle Zellweger, and Bonnie Hunt. It brilliantly mixes comedy, drama, sports, and a touching love story. It's a classic.
It is a classic. Oh, I like that person. What's their name? I would be their friend.
Their name is Chuck.
Okay, perfect. Hey, Chuck.
Chuck.
Really, really gonna narrow it down. I'm gonna go look for
Oh
Chuck.
my god.
So, well, thank
Um,
you, Chuck. All the Chucks out there who really enjoy Jerry Maguire, thank you so much for the great review.
Chuck. Yes, Chuck.
All right. Now, we heard what the critics had to say, we heard what the audiences have to say, but now we wanna really know, what does Lauren Drake think? Lauren, what is your reaction to Jerry Maguire on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm gonna give it a 4, which is that for me,
For you, yeah,
that's
that
pretty good. Um, I really loved Cuba Cuba Gooding Jr.,
Mhm,
Renelle Zellweger, Bonnie Hunt. I really loved their acting. I thought this was very well acted.
mhm.
The story to me, and I think I told you this, it's it's a blend of too many things for me. I was like, "Is this trying to be, like, Eternal Sunshine, or is this trying to be, like, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?" You know, like,
Mhm.
there was the romantic parts felt disingenuous because I felt like they were trying to, like, be cutting edge or I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
felt it was very, like, contradictory and, maybe that's why people like it, but, for me, it's a no from me, dog.
Oh, no. Randy, you're breaking my heart, dude.
Um, but 4, I mean, like I said, the thing that really redeemed it for me was the acting.
Okay.
You have all these amazing actors in this movie. I am You're probably gonna hate me for this, but I find Tom Cruise's acting very creepy.
Okay, no, okay, I completely understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
it's it's very interesting that the things you're saying you don't like about this movie are the things that made the movie successful.
Yeah.
So that's a great take, and I find it very interesting and I love it. So when I was thinking about a movie that I wanted us to, do an episode on of a movie that you've never seen, there was something about this movie that I thought you were either going to love it or hate it. But
Mhm.
I was thinking that you were going to love it. I thought you were gonna find the romantic parts very heartwarming, and from Jerry's big speeches to all the little things that he does to prove to himself and to the woman that he loves that he's gonna be there for her and be there for himself, and he wants to do all of this with her by his side. I thought you were gonna be like, "Oh my god, this is so cute."
Ironically, the parts I found the most heartwarming were like, I cried when at the end where Cuba Gooding Jr., catches that touchdown and then,
Mhm,
he's talking to a bunch of reporters afterwards and he's like, "Where's Jerry?" Like,
mhm.
and they see each other and just embrace. Like, that to me was the most heartwarming because I didn't believe the love story with Jerry and Renee. Like, I didn't believe it.
I found that
No.
so interesting. I love your take, and this is why I enjoy talking with you because I feel like sometimes the way that I see certain films or I've heard critics talk about films, it's like sometimes you give me the polar opposite of what I'm hearing or how I feel. So I think that
Mhm.
makes for a very engaging conversation because I'm always just like, interesting. Like, okay, wow, okay, everything that I thought you would love about it, you don't. So,
Yeah.
but that's great.
Like, the
Um,
parts I really love centered around, um, Rod and his and Regina King. I'm mixing up the character names and the real life
it's
names.
okay. They're following. They're
But
following.
the heartwarming parts centered around that, like, the family aspect of that for me.
Sure.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, I think that's a great take. So, with that being said, my reaction to Jerry Maguire is I give it an 8 out of 10. There's a couple little things here and there that I don't absolutely love. I think there's some pacing issues throughout the film. I think the film could have been a little bit shorter. I don't think it's not like show me the ending like that one reviewer
Yeah.
said by any
Mhm.
means. You know, I've watched this movie quite a bit over the years and a lot recently just to do this episode. Overall, I really, really enjoy it, and I think you're correct. I think the acting is one of the big strengths of this film.
Mhm.
So now let's break down a little bit of how we feel about the film. So on a scale of 1 to 10, you talked about acting. What would you give the acting on a scale of 1 to 10?
I gave it an 8.
Nice.
I genuinely enjoyed all the acting. I think for a kid actor, I think he did amazing.
Mhm.
You see sometimes with kids when they're younger and they're acting, it's like forced, not very natural. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I felt like he was pretty, I mean, he was a cute kid. He was natural, you know? I
Mhm.
thought he did a really good job. And so I don't understand people's hatred of him in this movie. But I mean, obviously, all-star cast and everything was well acted. I mean, I said it before, but, Tom Cruise's acting to me is, like, jarring.
Okay.
So, I don't vibe with that, but,
S
everyone else,
so
yeah.
so you're praising the acting, you know, you've talked about that a lot, and you said that, you know, you gave it an 8 out of 10.
Mhm.
So is Tom Cruise why we're slipping down it, to an 8 out of 10 as opposed to a 9 or a 10 out of 10?
Yeah, because I
Okay,
think everyone else did, like, phenomenal.
yep.
Yeah.
So what about Tom Cruise's acting did you not like? You said you felt
It's to me, it might be, like, a little bit over the top.
okay,
It's
okay,
and it's, like, it's jarring in a way that makes it uncomfortable. I think the character he played kind of gave me the ick a little bit.
okay.
So, I think that's it.
So, do you think putting you on the hot seat, do you
Mhm.
think it's more of the writing of the character, or do you think it's Tom Cruise?
It's both.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, because I've seen him and other like, I we were just me and my boyfriend were just watching, Top Gun: Maverick
Mm,
the other day, or even Top Gun,
look at
and
you.
just in the way he, like, laughs and smiles, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what is
Think
happening?"
think there's like a psychopath buried deep in
Something,
there.
yeah,
Okay,
something, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Acting, I give a 10 out of 10. I honestly, truly cannot think of anyone in this film to me that gives a bad performance, and I actually think if this is not the best, it is at least top 2 or 3 best performances from Tom Cruise.
Mhm.
And I'm not a Tom Cruise fan per se, like, I'm not actively seeking out, "I have to watch this movie because Tom Cruise is in it," by any
Yeah.
means, but I feel like '90s Tom Cruise, was really putting his heart and soul into his acting. I think what I like about this movie is a lot is that, to me, I feel like he really taps into all of those emotions, kind of like you're saying there's a lot of genres in the film. I feel like he taps into a lot of different types of emotions. So he is being a little bit over the top. He's being inspirational. He's being super romantic. He's being funny. He's being a go-getter. Again, I love that you have a different take on all of that. So, but yeah, I give the acting a 10 out of 10. I can't find anyone in this film that does a bad job that would really bring it down for me. I think Jonathan Lipnicki as Ray Boyd was insanely perfectly cast. I think his
Mhm.
chemistry with Renee Zellweger and Tom Cruise is phenomenal. And there wasn't a second of this where I'm like, oh, this kid's just being a kid. I mean, I feel like he was really, and even if that is him, on a daily basis, and that's just how he acted when he was a kid, nailed it. Like,
Right.
I could
Yeah.
not imagine any other kid actor doing what he did. Alright, I'm gonna do something I've never really done before, but I'm gonna put you as the first person to do it.
Okay.
The we just talked about the acting. If you could give an Academy Award, so an Oscar, if you can give an Oscar to one person, who would you give it to? So who's the best actor in this entire film? Who holds it?
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Mm,
I
perfect.
think he actually win one too?
He did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
kinda thought you were gonna say that.
yeah, for me,
Yeah.
he stole the show in this movie.
Awesome. Yeah, I honestly would probably have to agree. I think, Rod Tidwell, the character is very well written. I think
Mhm.
he's inspirational in a different way than Jerry's inspirational, and I think his chemistry with Tom Cruise is top tier. So, yeah, well, Cuba, we just gave you 2 more Academy Awards. You're welcome. We got 3 for the same part. Ours matters more.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Lauren, the writing. You already kinda talked about how you don't really like the way Jerry Maguire is written as a character. What do you think about the writing overall for the entire film?
It's like a it's mid, it's like a 5.
5?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. It there's oh, I don't know. That was like a "Ooh, ooh,
Do you
ooh."
find okay, so you said the romance kind of felt disingenuous. Do you feel like the writing's corny? Like the one review that I read where he talked about it feeling like a Lifetime movie or whatever he said, made for TV movie. Do you feel that with like the romantic stuff?
So, I felt like what they were getting at and so this is I felt like they were trying to be corny so far that they were trying to be edgy.
Okay.
Does that make any sense to you?
It does. Yeah.
Um, I felt like this movie was trying to push envelopes for coolness sake.
Okay.
Does that
Okay.
make sense?
It does. Yeah. And I
Um,
feel like some people agree with you there. So
yeah. So that's I felt like it was over the top on purpose to be edgy. I don't
gotcha.
know.
Okay.
That yeah, if that makes any sense.
It does. It definitely does.
It
So
almost is like so okay, so
no, I
maybe
love
this
it.
is just me. Does anyone have, like, a movie that they're like, "Oh, the writer of this was trying to prove that they were smarter than me."
Mm.
Does anyone have a movie like that? Like,
I
for me, it's kind of like borderline, like, Vanilla Sky, Eternal Sunshine. Do you know what I mean? And I
mhm.
felt like the the writer in this was like, "I know something about life that you don't."
Mm. Interesting take. I love it. It's funny you say Vanilla Sky because you know Cameron Crowe wrote Vanilla Sky too, right?
Did he really? I
Mhm.
didn't know that. I haven't seen it in years, but yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Mhm.
You hear that, Cameron? I'm gonna have to kinda go on the opposite end of you.
I know.
But it's fine. I give the writing an 8 out of 10. Um, Cameron Crowe actually went as far as to write a 25-page actual mission statement. So he actually wrote that mission statement out, and that is what got Tom Cruise excited for the role and into the character. And I think even Cameron Crowe doing that to put the actor in the mindset to play this part, to really get like the biggest background you can on this character is brilliant.
Mhm.
I love the way Cameron Crowe writes. I mean, I've said it on the podcast a million times. I tell people all the time too, it's like he's my favorite. So I love hearing that you think that he was, trying to outsmart the audience with some of his edgier dialogue and scenes and things like that. So it's an interesting take. I love
This isn't a knock to you too, but, like,
it.
one of those friends, not you,
Mm,
because you never make me feel this way, that you're talking to, and they're, like, trying to and they're like, "Oh, you just didn't get it."
mm.
You know what I mean? That's kind of how I feel maybe Cameron Crowe is for me. I hate that because he's
Okay.
so successful and stuff, but
No, I think it's great. And yeah, there are people like that who are like, oh, you just didn't get it. You didn't
you just didn't
understand.
get it. Yeah.
Um, and I never want to be that person.
You never are.
We
Never.
we all experience life and art differently. We have different perspectives, and I think that's what makes this show so good. I think that the perspectives are what make art such a great conversation piece because this is a film with a bunch of different genre of feelings, a bunch of different takes on life and relationships, and of course, this was written in it was written in 1995, and actually, this film took 4 years to write, so I guess it
Wow.
probably started getting written in 1990. Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate the conversation, and I never want anyone to feel like they don't get it if they're not agreeing with someone. So, but you get it from your perspective, and that's why we're having
Mhm.
this great conversation.
Yeah.
All right, directing. Cameron Crowe also directed it. How do we feel about the directing of the film?
I thought that was pretty good. I think I gave it a yeah, 7.
7? Okay, cool. 7's perfect. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Mhm,
There's not a lot of flashy, crazy things going on here. It's essentially a romantic comedy, sports drama, so, we have a lot of, lingering up close, shots and things like that, and then we have a lot of big scenes on the football field, so we're not getting anything super crazy here, but Cameron Crowe always does a great job of framing all of the right types of emotions and moments that we need to be focusing on, so 8
mhm.
out of 10 there.
Yeah.
Comedy of the film. Did we find the film witty?
At times, yeah, I feel like the comic like, the most comic times were with, like, Cuba Gooding Jr. and,
Mhm.
um, I don't know, I just found him fantastic in this movie, so
Yeah, good.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you give the comedy?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even say 5.
Good. I do that too. Same. I give it a 5 out of 10. I mean,
Mhm,
it doesn't lean too hard into the comedy. I think it's the right type of comedy. So, I'm giving it a 5 only because it's not like the whole movie's a belly shaking, a laugh till you drop type of
mm-mm.
film. So it does what it's supposed to do. I think 5 out of 10 is perfect. What about the drama of the film?
Lots of drama.
Lots of drama.
Um, an 8.
Mm,
Obviously, Jerry's having somewhat of an existential crisis, um, really figuring out, um, what means more to him, and yeah, he's figuring out his life, and obviously the drama with Cuba Gooding Jr. providing for his family, and the drama with him almost, like, just laying there on the field, and you're like, "Oh gosh, is he gonna be okay?"
Is
Yeah,
he
drama.
okay?
Yeah, so 8 for drama. I think this was to me, if you're gonna categorize this movie, the word comedy, I don't even think should be
Yeah.
in that description. I think it's a drama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, completely agree with you. Drama. 8 out of 10. There's definitely a lot of stuff going on here. Jerry's relationships with multiple different people and how they're evolving or disintegrating right in front of us. And
Mhm.
obviously his newfound for life and his own happiness and what he needs to do. So yeah, we're definitely along the dramatic journey with him and there's a lot of things happening. Same 8 out of 10 there. What about romance?
I gave it a 3. I to me, it's just I wanted Renee Zellweger or Dorothy to I don't think Jerry deserved Dorothy, basically
Mm,
is what I'm saying. I think she should've when that whole thing happened and it's like, "I don't wanna lose these years, let's just end this," like, I think it should've just ended.
gotcha. You feel like that
I
should have been the
think
ending of the
I mean,
film.
obviously, his attachment and why they separated in the first place was because his attachment was more towards the kid.
Sure.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't believe that he just was like, "Oh, wait, no." Yeah.
Romance, I give a 7 out of 10. I love these big romantic gestures, and I think a lot of it falls into the writing and Tom Cruise's acting that makes it believable to me. So literally the
That's what
opposite of
made
how
it
you feel.
not believable to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So great take. Whoever's listening to this, watch the movie for yourself and see if you side more with Lauren or myself on that. Because I love that it's a completely different take. Because that makes it very interesting. So yeah, romance. I like some of those big moments, I really do, and I think regardless if you like them or not, like, this is directed towards you, Lauren, like, even if you don't like them, like, a lot of these quotes from those big speeches and stuff, especially the romantic ones, are forever ingrained in film history.
Mhm,
Everyone knows "You had me at hello." Everyone knows "You complete me." Those are
mhm.
2 of the most outside of "Show me the money" and all of that, but romantically, those 2 quotes were they're on people's list of 100 most quotable lines from films ever, but perfect. So that's our breakdown of the film and why we give it what we did. So Lauren gave it a 4 out of 10. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Mhm.
So we're on the opposite side of the scale. I love it.
I might bump it up to a 5. I might bump it up
Okay.
to a 5.
Okay. All right, guys. My goal is to get her up to a 6 by the end of the episode.
Mm, you already got 1 point.
You're like, don't push it, Dave. All right. We were talking about some of these quotes in the film. What are some other
Mhm.
quotes that stuck out to you? So, of course, we have "You complete me." We have "Show me the money." We have "You had me at hello." What are some other quotes that you remember from this film or you liked?
I thought this one was funny because I think we've all been here. Um, but it's, "Do you know that feeling? You're not completely embarrassed yet, but you glimpse tomorrow's embarrassment." I think
Yeah,
we've all been there.
we've all been there. That's a great line. Classic Cameron Crowe right there.
I liked that one. That was like, "Yep, I have felt that to my core."
Mhm. You're like, "Yep, absolutely." Yeah, we definitely have all been there, and I think that's why that is such a great line, so it's a good call out there. I do have
Mhm.
this one line, which I like in context of the film, but I wanna see your take on it in a real life scenario. So Dorothy said, "I love him. I love him for the man he wants to be, and I love him for the man that he almost is." How do you feel about that quote? Do you feel like that's relatable in real life? Do you feel like that's some of that lifetime, quotes here that people are calling out?
Um, I don't know how I feel about that. I need to digest that one for a minute.
Okay. Yeah. My take on that, I mean, I love him. I love him for the man he wants to be, and I love him for the man that he almost is. To me, I feel like that is a partner or a soon to be partner that is finding those good qualities that this person has, that drive that Jerry has. She's seeing it maybe before he is. And that's what she's excited about. And I think that's why she's excited for what the future is, whether it be with work or with a relationship. So it's almost like she's tapping into something and seeing something in him that he's not quite able to get to yet. So I see it as like her goal for herself is to get him to get to that point, to help him find that center that she knows deep down that he wants. Does that
Okay,
make
I like
sense?
that. Yeah, and in any good relationship, you're always, pushing each other and not pushing each other, but, like, encouraging each other and, um, being the best you can be, and that makes sense to me, yeah.
Mhm. Any other quotes you got stand out?
I thought this was interesting, but, when she's, like, breaking up with him, when she says, "We could lose 10 years being polite."
Mm,
Interesting. It's, um, to me, that's, if you can't have those hard conversations, you're kinda just glossing over it. That's
mhm.
you know?
That
Yeah.
that's a fantastic line. I'm glad that you picked that one out. I think it hit home with a lot of people. I was in a relationship in my 20s that I felt stuck in, that I was not happy anymore. But that line of "we could waste 10 years just being polite," it's
Mhm.
like you get stuck and you're in your comfort zone and you're being polite to the other person by not leaving them, trying to make it work, but you're not being polite to yourself. So I
Mhm.
really do like that line and how it plays out in the film too. So hell yeah.
Mhm.
Good one, Lauren.
Mhm.
Um, one of the other ones that stick out for me is Jerry Maguire says to Rod, he says, "I am out here for you. You don't know what it's like to be me. I'm out here for you. It's an up and down, pride swallowing siege that I will never fully tell you about, okay?" I like this because I think it's his great commitment to Rod and himself that, he's here. He's 100% in. He needs him to be 100% in as well. Um, it's rough for him, but he's doing what he can to make the best for Rod. So that's kinda how I take that line. I like that. I think it's quasi inspirational. So,
Mhm.
yeah. What else you got?
And this is my last one, but it's, "I just wanna be inspired."
Mm. Mhm.
Mhm.
That's a great line because I think that kind of sets the tone for the rest of the film. It's a good one. I mean, we all wanna be inspired, and sometimes it takes someone's stepping up to admit that out loud, for us to follow to be like, "Yep, I wanna do the same exact thing. That's what I've been trying to say. Glad you said it." So, yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah. To
Man.
me, in essence, that's, like, the whole premise of this movie
Mhm,
is, going in, day out, his relationships with his, not clients, what would it be?
uh, yeah, I mean, they would definitely be his clients.
Yeah, clients is
Yep.
very transactional. He's having
Mhm.
this realization that, you should be more connected, and he's not feeling inspired. To me, that's, like, the whole crux of the movie.
Yep. Another thing I also had here for a quote is part of his narration at the beginning, getting into him writing his mission statement. I just like this line. It's very simple. Jerry Maguire says, I hated myself. No, I hated my place in the world. It's like we get stuck in this monotonous day in and day out. Nothing's changing. And you start to get down on yourself or get a little depressed, whatever it might be. And this was like his wake up call to himself. It's like, no, it's not me. I'm not doing what I want to do. I don't want to be this person there's a big scene at the beginning of the film where one of his clients, kept getting concussions and his little boy looks at him and says, fuck you. And,
Yeah.
stop making my dad do this. And I think that was his moment. I think it was Jerry's moment to be like, wow, yeah, like why am I putting so much into this? Because no one cares about anything in what I do. No one cares about any of this stuff other than the money.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I like that. So I hated myself. No, I hated my place in the world. So
Yeah.
Jerry just feels stuck, and it's his goal now to go and change that because sometimes you just have to.
Yeah.
One last line. I just like this line, not so much for what's written, but the delivery from good old Kelly Preston. It's his fiance at the beginning of the film. She says
Mhm.
this to him. And again, it's not necessarily the line, but it's her delivery. So if you guys want to go check out the delivery and see how she says this line, it's fantastic.
Yeah, act
But
it out the
she's
best you can.
yes. Yeah. So she says, there's a sensitivity thing that some people have. I don't have it. I don't cry at movies. I don't gush over babies. I don't buy Christmas presents 5 months early. And I don't tell the guy who just ruined both of our lives, oh, poor baby, but I do love you. So her line delivery in that movie, just that, fantastic. Kudos to her there. I love it. She's wild.
Like,
um,
I buy Christmas presents 5 months early.
yeah, it really hits close to home for Lauren,
It
guys.
really does. That hit close. Oh, like, we're the opposite person.
And then one other one, just for fun, I think it's an interesting line when Jerry sees Dorothy before their date. She comes out in a really pretty dress, and he goes, "That's more than a dress. That's an Audrey Hepburn movie." I think that paints the scenario
Mhm,
really
that's
well.
cute. That was a
Yeah.
cute line. Okay, Tom Cruise, you're
All right,
yeah,
Tom Cruise. Okay,
yeah.
Cameron, thanks for writing that good line there. But again, a lot of these lines, to me personally, this just showcases some of the great things that Cameron Crowe writes. I think you disagree with me when I say this, but I think Cameron does a really good job of writing real characters and giving cinematic lines to these characters.
Mhm.
Maybe some of the lines are a little bit far fetched, but at the same exact time, super romantic gestures. Maybe those types of people exist. Maybe the you had me at hellos really do exist. The you complete me's do exist. So some people it might come off super corny. To others, it might be, the most celebrated romantic gesture they've ever seen or heard in their life. So that's what I like about some of that stuff. But getting to that quote, I keep bringing it up. You
Mhm.
complete me. You
Mhm.
complete me. How do you
Mhm.
feel about that line, Laura? Do you feel like that line is super romantic, or do you feel like that line is toxic?
Oh, man. I'm, like, so torn with this.
Mhm.
To me, um, a great relationship is two complete people coming together and
Mhm.
making it more complete. So if it's like, you complete me,
Yeah.
um, but I can definitely see how, like, when you meet that person, you're like, "Okay, well, this is it." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm, like, back and forth with it, I
Okay.
think.
Okay.
Mhm.
I think out of context, that line is borderline toxic. I think in the
Mhm.
context of the film, it makes sense because it's all about the lines before that line. A lot of the stuff he's saying, like, they had a big win, it was a big day for us. I didn't have you to celebrate that with
Right.
me, and you
Mhm.
complete me because I can't enjoy this moment without you. I
Yeah.
don't necessarily think it's him saying, like, "I couldn't exist without you," like,
Yeah.
you are the other piece of me that has been missing my entire life." It's really just the you complete me the day in and day out, like, like with Zach, like, I genuinely enjoy spending time with Zach, and, we
Mhm.
pretty much do everything together. It's like, he completes me in that sense because we do have so much fun together, and that's the person I wanna celebrate these things with, and I think it's good to find that partner that completes the moments. These moments are happening with or without the partner.
That's a better
So,
way to say it, and I,
yeah,
totally get what you're saying, like, anytime I'm in a situation and my boyfriend's not, like, there and I'm like, "Oh my god, this is so funny, I wish they were
yeah,
here." You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
You complete me in this moment, like,
in the moment, yeah.
yeah, and that's what I think he's saying, and I think in the context of the film, because of what's being said prior to that, that's what it's getting at. So out of context, if you just hear, "Oh, that person completes me," you're just like, "Okay, codependent." I'm like, "What?"
And I think a lot of people take it that way,
They do.
you
I
know?
think so too.
So, I think, yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm glad that you agree. That's,
Yeah,
because like, that's a tough line, but and the "You
it
had me at
is.
hello" is great.
I like that one, yeah, that one's great.
So the line "You had me at hello," I love that because it was just like, of course, we get the whole speech, but it's like you didn't even need that. You didn't need those grand gestures. You didn't need that romantic forward piece to try to win her over. Like that, he's the person that she wants to be with, and he's proven himself at this point in time. They had a rocky moment, but you had me at hello. You didn't have
Yeah,
to do
I
all
do
that.
like that
So
line.
my one thing about the film that I don't love is
Let's hear it.
I talked about pacing, being
Mhm.
something that I don't love. I feel like their relationship and, like, the time span of when the movie takes place is really fast, and I'm not saying
Yeah.
that stuff doesn't exist. I feel like this movie takes place over 9 to 10 months,
Yeah.
and all of that stuff happens, like, I
Mhm.
know people get engaged pretty fast or married
Mhm.
really quick. Like, I get that. I'm not judging that per se. I just feel like in the context of this film, I think it would have been a little better if maybe it started at the end of or like the middle of a football season and then it ends at the end of the next football season. Like,
Yeah.
I think we should have at least gotten like maybe like a year and a half out of the relationship that we're seeing grow here, at least between Jerry and Dorothy. But
Mhm.
that's just my opinion. This is the one thing where I've been like, this definitely feels a little rushed and whatever, but it's just me being picky. It's fine. So we've been talking about relationships a lot, and I think there are a lot of great relationships in this film. It's not just fully centered on Jerry and Dorothy. So we have 5 relationships that really stand out to me personally. Jerry's relationship with Rod, his one with
Mhm.
Avery, Frank, Ray, and Dorothy. I think all those relationships play a huge part in him finding himself on this quest for happiness. Which relationship do you like the most? I think you're gonna say Rod only because
Yeah.
you've kind of touched in on that. So what makes that relationship in this film the one that stands out the most to you?
Um, I think in every friendship, there's ups and downs, and, I think just, them sticking by each other is, through it all is him really seeing what friendship should be like.
Mhm,
I also think, him and Rod and his wife, their relationship was an example of what he feels like love should be, you
mhm,
know? It
yeah,
looks different for everyone, but, um, yeah, I think for him, it's, unconditional friendship, and they're almost like brothers by the end, you know?
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah. I agree, I think the relationship's great. I think all these relationships are great overall. I do agree with you. I think Rod and Dorothy's relationships, both of those relationships are the ones that really ground him, in finding exactly what he was looking for, or at least getting as close as he can at this moment in time. I think all the other ones, just like real life, we all have people in our lives who kind of give us a little piece of something. Each friendship we have, each relationship we've been through, our relationships with our family, whatever it might be, each person gives us a little bit of something that helps us see something in ourselves that we didn't know before or discover something we didn't know we had. Whatever that
Mhm.
might be, I think all these relationships are pushing people in a certain direction. And I think I'm a firm believer that people are in your life for a reason. And I think these people in this film are the people that really, really, really get him there. So,
Mhm.
with Jerry's whole quest has been like, I don't want this to just be about money. I want this to be about so much more than that. So then he meets
Mhm.
So then, with Rod, it's, we're hearing show me the money. Of course, Rod wants money. I mean,
Right.
unfortunately, we live in a world where, money unfortunately controls a lot of things. So we do need that money. So Rod is like, show me the money. But what's different from Rod and Jerry's perspective of what money is, Rod is showing him that it's not just about the money. So show me the money, but let me earn it by doing all of these great things, following my dreams, things like that. So does that make sense? I don't
Yeah,
know if
and
I'm
he brings it up, like, multiple times that it's what he wants this money for is his
mhm,
family. Yeah,
yep, yep.
yeah.
That's a way to show Jerry that it's okay for you to chase the money as long as you're chasing the money for the right reasons.
Mhm.
So I think that's a great way to ground him there. Avery, his fiance slash ex fiance, was great for him because she was showing him some of the toxic things that could come from being obsessed with power and money. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like Avery was kind of that type of person?
I literally put Avery is his realization of the narcissism of the life he was living. That's literally what I put down.
Beautifully written. Okay, so we have the same perspective of that.
Yeah.
You definitely wrote that out really well. Couldn't agree more. So she wasn't bad for him per se. There was a reason why she was in his life, and I think what you just said is the reason why she was there, and that's why that relationship ended. It did what it was supposed to do
Mhm.
in the big scheme of life. Frank, played by Jerry O'Connell, I think that relationship there was the opposite of what Rod is. I think Jerry O'Connell's character is, show me the money because I want to be as rich and powerful as possible.
Yeah.
And we're going to go to the person who might not have the right head on their shoulder because they're going to give us more to offer. I'm going to have a bigger contract. I'm going to have more endorsement deals and I'm going to make a lot more money. And that's what matters to me. Him constantly chasing Jerry O'Connell, but then realizing the difference between him and Rod. Perfect example right there of what he didn't want.
Right.
And Ray, played by Jonathan Lipnicki, Dorothy's son, great relationship for Jerry too. I think that was a way for him. Okay, so toxic male culture. There's always this idea, especially in the 90s, not so much now because I think we're allowing ourselves to tap into emotions and it's becoming,
Mhm.
I don't want to say mainstream, but it's becoming more understood to people that it's okay for men to be emotional, sensitive, in touch with their feelings, whatever.
Mhm.
So in the 90s when this was written, that wasn't really around. It was, you had to
No.
be the man.
Yep.
So I think, and again, this goes with Cameron Crowe's writing, is that Cameron was tapping into that sensitive side of it's okay to put that idea of what being a man really is. Like tap into those emotions, do something for yourself and be open to the vulnerability of actually tapping into those emotions. So I think Ray, being a child and seeing the world the way Ray does, is a way for Jerry to connect with that human side of
Mhm.
people. This kid doesn't have a care in the world. He's a child. He doesn't have
Yeah.
a job to worry about. He doesn't have a girlfriend, boyfriend, whomever to worry about. Does that make sense? Am I just rambling?
No, 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 no,
Um,
no. Yeah, you're spot on. I put unconditional love,
mhm.
you
Yeah.
know? So,
Yep.
that's what I put for
Yeah, unconditional love, and I think that's what Jerry had been searching for, is someone to love. So, sure, he loves the kid and everything, but that unconditional love that he's feeling from Ray was a way to show that he was able to love someone else. That tap into those
Mhm.
emotions is okay to be vulnerable. For me to give these big speeches, the "you complete me" stuff, Jerry slash Tom Cruise's acting, I mean, there's a lot of scenes in this movie where he has tears in his eyes. Like, he's
Mhm.
really tapping into things that he didn't know that he could tap into. That to me is what Ray did. So, like you said, the unconditional love, like, you can have that, and, it's out there, and you gotta lean into that. And then, of course, we have Dorothy, who she's been rooting him on from, I guess, before we even knew she was rooting him on. She was
Yeah, and the plane.
yeah. She was very interested in the lifestyle that he had, which was the super big successful sports agent. When she really started to get to know him and see his passion and the inspirational path that he wanted to lead himself on, of course, she jumped at the chance to be a part of that journey. And again, going back to the complete me line, it's like she wanted to be there for these big moments. Once she saw the passion, she wanted to see these things play out and everything. So how did you feel about Dorothy? Like, do you feel the same?
I think that she showed him, what support was.
Mhm.
It's kind of implied, but I don't feel like he really had that in his life at all. It
Yeah.
didn't really seem like he had anyone in his life that would support him and encourage him, so I think that's kind of what her
Yeah.
role was, yeah.
Cool. Couldn't agree more. But yeah, I think those are the relationships in this film that we focus on. Obviously, there's a lot of focus on the Dorothy relationship and the Rod relationship, but I do think the other people we talked about really contribute to the journey here. One off question: do you feel today that
Mhm.
Jerry and Dorothy are still together? Do you think it worked out?
Yeah. Yeah.
You do. So
Yeah,
funny. I
they do.
don't think they do.
Yeah.
But the only reason I think that way is because I think in the context of the film, especially what we're talking about right now, I think Dorothy was the person that he needed to fully accept all these pieces and parts about him,
Mhm.
to learn what love was. And I'm not saying that they weren't meant for each other; they're good together. But I think she was one of those people in his path on the journey to discovering himself. And now that he's made it there, I don't think that it's like, oh well, I've got what I need. We're done here. But I think that relationship would just slowly start to, I don't know. Maybe I don't know
She
how I feel about
completes
it.
him, Dave.
I know. All right. Well, Cameron, we need you to write a sequel because we need to figure out what's going on. Are they still together?
I think they go through challenges just
Yeah.
like every married couple does, but
Mhm.
I think they're probably still together.
Look at you, the hopeless romantic. I love
I
it.
am. I really am though.
I guess I'm 50-50 on it, because I can see them being together still too. But in today's world, I'm very interested. I think this movie could work in today's world too of tapping into those emotions and how
Yeah.
we're becoming a little bit more understanding of men who are shedding the toxic masculinity and opening up their feelings. So
Mhm.
I think that's why I like to see what people think about it in 2026. 30 years later, are we feeling more like Jerry's or are we more like Frank's? So
Yeah.
cool. So this whole mission statement that he had, some fantastic lines. He says the business has become too big, too impersonal, and too obsessed with money.
Mhm.
Agents should represent fewer clients and care more deeply about each one of them. Real human contact matters more than pushing numbers. The industry needs honesty, integrity, and soul. He also admits that he loved the job, but he wants to love it again. He lost his love for it. So I think this
Yeah.
whole mission statement that sets off the whole film is perfectly written. So, do you think that this is Jerry being brave, or do you actually think it's a breakdown?
Oh, I think it's being brave.
Same, 100%.
Yeah.
There are some
He's
people
trying to
online.
find meaning in his work and it's gotten away from him and
Mhm,
I s you know, obviously that kid give him the finger.
mhm.
Um,
Do you know who that kid is?
yes, but now I can't think of who it is. Is it
Uh,
Joshua Jackson?
no, it's Drake
Oh,
Bell from
Drake Bell. Oh my god.
Drake and
See,
Josh.
I never watched Drake and, Josh? Drake and what is it?
Yeah, yeah, yep.
Okay, I never watched that.
I never really watched it either, but I mean, I was well aware of it, and then just Drake Bell over time, just being pop culture, whatever type of way, even it wasn't a lot, but I think that was random. I thought that was funny. And I was like, oh,
I just watched The Mighty Ducks for the first time, so I think that's why I was
it's
thinking
Joshua
Josh
Jackson.
Jackson.
Okay, fair. Dawson's Creek's next, Lauren.
No, I think it's completely brave. I wish that more people had this mindset. I wish more people understood of what's important in life, and I wish money wasn't such a focus, and I wish we all got paid fairly
Mhm.
for things, and,
Yes,
um, yeah, I think this was brave,
yeah,
brave.
I do too.
At some point, you can't it just wears on your soul, you know?
Mhm. It's funny how people perceive different things. Like, we're perceiving it as him being brave. Other people do see it as a breakdown. Like, it's weird that people have to look at it as a breakdown, as a negative thing. Like, oh, this man just pissed away everything that he had going for him, all for what? Because he wants to be a little happier. So people do see that as a breakdown, and that's wild to me because it's like you said, it's brave, and I wish more people would do stuff like that. You know, if you're not
Mhm.
happy, get out of the situation. Like you
Yeah.
might struggle for a bit, but you'll get there, you'll bounce back, everything's gonna work out. And I think Dorothy and Ray and even Laurel, played by Bonnie Hunt, Renee
Mhm.
Zellweger's sister in the film, I think that dynamic too for Jerry showed him that there's more to life than money. There are so many things that we can look forward to, and it's those little moments. And again, I've said it 400 times. It goes back to the "you complete me" thing. These are the things that you want to be present for and enjoy. And if money ends up being a part of it, perfect. But to know that you have those relationships and those moments that mean so much more, that's what matters. God, I'm being really corny today. I love it. Jerry Maguire just really brings it out of you, you know?
Yeah. Mhm.
So we've been talking about a lot of great lines in this film, Lauren, and one of them is "Show me the money," which is technically
Yeah.
considered the most famous line from this film. So I want to do
Mhm.
something fun, just have fun with it.
Oh,
Let's
boy.
say "Show me the money" in a couple different
Okay, I
ways.
forgot that you put that.
Oh, well, then you're on the spot. I haven't practiced either, so we're just gonna see what happens. But
Yeah.
so we're gonna say "Show me the money," and I'm gonna give you a way to say it. So, for instance, want you to do a different type of emotion. So I'm gonna say, "All right, Lauren, I want you to say, 'Show me the money,' but I want you to
Mhm.
say it angry."
Show me the money.
Damn, I'm frightened over here, guys. That's good. Let's see. Okay, I'll do it too. I'll do it with you. I'm gonna just put you
Mhm.
on the spot. All right, we're gonna say it angry. "Show me the money."
Yeah, I like that little growl in your
Growl in there.
yeah.
All right, so let's whisper it. You're gonna whisper, "Show me the money."
Show me the money.
Mm. I love it. All right, I'm gonna do it too. "Show me the money."
There you
Perfect. Okay, I want you to say it romantic, like a romantic gesture.
go. I'm welling up here. I'm
Just
trying to get
just
my
tapping
tears.
in.
Show me the money.
I love it. Ah, perfect. Okay. Show show me the money.
That was so good.
All right, let's say it's sexy.
Show me the money.
Oh, I'm sold. That's a mating call if I've ever heard one.
Oh.
God, I don't know. This is tough. Long sigh.
Oh.
Show show me the money.
That was so good. That was so good.
Oh, man. Say it alright, we'll do one more. Say it like a preppy Californian high school cheerleader.
Show me the money.
Perfect. Alright, this was fun. Alright. Alright, guys, last one. Okay, so I'll do it. Show me the money. Oh boy. Okay. Anyway,
In my mind, I'm like, "Let's say it like Yoda. Show me the money."
excellent. Well, there you go, guys. Yoda needs some more money in his life. Oh, perfect. That was fun.
Mhm.
Again, that line is so popular, and Cuba Gooding Jr. says it multiple times throughout the film. He does it all sorts of way. He yells it, he chants it, whatever it might be. So I think that was a fun little exercise to put a spin on "Show Me the Money" because it works out. Cool, Lauren. I think we talked about a lot of great things here. We really broke down the characters, the plot lines. Is there
Mhm.
anything else that we didn't touch on that you wanna talk about?
I don't think so, but I just wanna give a shout out to how good Bonnie Hunt was.
Mm,
That
yes,
perfect, older, sarcastic sister, you know?
yes.
So good.
She she's almost like the voice of the audience. Like when we're watching,
Yeah,
just like, oh, don't
yeah.
give into this. Like, yes, her acting is incredible here. Her character so well done. I love when she's like constantly like saying all the negative things. Don't
Mhm.
don't do this, don't do that. But then when he comes over, she still grabs a glass for her and gives it to her to give to him. Like, she
Mhm.
still is
Yeah.
like, "Okay, I'm not for this, but I am your sister, and I think maybe
Mhm.
something like whatever." Good, yeah, good job, Bonnie Hunt. We loved you in this film. Couldn't agree more. One of the other things I didn't say quote wise, and I don't know if I have the quote verbatim, so it might not be exactly how it's said, but I love the whole scene when Jerry and Ray are in the couch when Ray's supposed to be sleeping, and Ray
Mhm.
comes out and sits on the couch with him, and they just chit chat the whole entire time. And one quick fact, that whole scene was ad-libbed. There was actually no written lines for that. So that was literally
Aw,
just Tom Cruise and Jonathan Lipnicki having a conversation.
I love
So,
that. That's so
yeah.
cute.
Yeah, I love that. So it was all genuine, but I love when, he's supposed to be sleeping, and I think at the very end, he goes, "I hear my mom coming. Time for me to go to bed," or something like that. It's just the way he
Mhm.
delivers a line, and again, that's not the line verbatim, but he
Yeah.
gets up and just walks back to the room really fast and closes the door. I love it. I think it's super cute, and it's so funny. He does so good there. But,
He does,
uh,
yeah.
yeah, anything else you wanna talk about?
I just the moment I felt the most sad for Dorothy was when they were watching back the wedding video.
Mhm, mhm.
I felt so sad for her.
Tap into some more emotions
I
there.
know.
Mm.
Oh, so sad.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I said everything I could say about Jerry Maguire before getting into all the nitty-gritty stuff, and can't bore you guys with all those fun facts. Actually, you know
Mhm.
what? I will bore you with one fun fact.
Mhm.
Maybe you know this, Lauren, maybe you don't. Guys listening, maybe you know it too, but this to me is one of the most interesting things. I'm sorry I didn't bring it up earlier, but this is the perfect time to do it before we say goodbye. It took Cameron Crowe 4 years to write this script, as I mentioned earlier. Cameron Crowe had in mind who he wanted to play Jerry Maguire. Do you know who that person was?
I think I read this. Isn't it Tom Hanks?
It is Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Cameron Crowe had it in his mind that he wanted Tom Hanks to play the role of Jerry Maguire, and I believe Tom Hanks was aware of this, maybe, I'm not 100% sure, but by the time the script was actually complete and it was time for them to start rolling the cameras, Cameron realized it didn't work out anymore because Tom Hanks actually lost some of his boyish looks and he was getting a little bit older. He was already committed to doing That Thing You Do, so
Aw.
it didn't work out based on obvious aging and then, of course, a commitment to a film that he was already a part of. So he decided on Tom Cruise. He decided on Tom Cruise, and that worked out. But then was trying to find who would play Dorothy. And do you know who was originally cast as Dorothy?
I don't, no. Mm-mm.
Winona Ryder.
Oh.
So she was cast, and they started doing some like principal photography or whatever it might be. When they were doing that, Cameron Crowe was like, "Wait a minute, something's off." So together on screen, Tom Cruise and Winona Ryder, I guess, looked more like siblings than they did as a romantic couple.
Gotcha.
So they recast her, and that's where
Oh,
Renee Zellweger came in. And this was not Renee Zellweger's first movie, but Renee Zellweger's first big role.
yeah. Breakout
So,
role.
yep,
Mhm.
yep. In a weird way, I'm kind of glad that it worked out the way that it did. I don't know if I could see Tom Hanks playing Jerry Maguire.
I'm not gonna say how I feel.
Based based on Lauren's look, she agrees. Just kidding, she does not agree. She
Mm-mm.
thinks that Tom Hanks would have been better. It's fine.
I didn't say that.
Awesome. Well, Lauren, thank you so much for spending 3.5 hours on this episode, even though only like an hour-ish of it was recorded. Thanks for going through all the technical difficulties with me. I had a great time talking about Jerry Maguire with you. Did your rating change at all? I know you said you bumped it up to a 5 from a
I'm
4.
a 5.
We're
It's
5.
a
Okay.
it's a
It's
5, yeah.
fine.
Mhm.
Okay, we're gonna stick at 5 for her, guys. I was an 8 out of 10. I do recommend Jerry Maguire to everyone. I'd love to hear everyone's takes on movies. So if you're listening to this episode and want to let me know how you feel, I'd be happy to listen. So, all right, Lauren, thank you so much for doing this. I hope you have a great day, and everyone listening, same to you. And I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.